Ladies and gentlemen, Josh Sanch here, host here of the Bodybuilding News Network, and I have a very exciting video today, one of today's videos actually, and we're talking about none other than William the Conqueror Bonac. He posted recently on his Instagram, and I'll go ahead and read it for you, a physique update, a transformation, if you will, from his 2022 prep. And it says, check out my ab shot transformations from my Mr. Olympia 2022 prep, counting the weeks backwards, slide to left. Now I put collages for you so you don't have to worry about it. As most of you know, the ab shot has been an issue due to the hernia that he suffered during the prep coming into the Arnold Classic last year, and then, of course, the Boston Pro. Despite that, as we continue reading, despite that, we still managed to practice and train the abs to a presentable degree. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to present the physique we had in mind. Take a look, like he says, take a look and let him know in the thoughts, your thoughts down below in the comments section. So I really think this is a phenomenal story as it's starting to develop, and hopefully we see some really interesting comparisons from the other channels here. But I did my own, and as we look at these transition shots, as we look at these ab and thigh shots that he's posted in the post here, I really like the transformation that he's doing from his traditional side ab and thigh to a more conventional circa 2019 that he did at the Mr. Olympia. As you can see in this shot, all the way on the right, that was his 2019 physique. That's what he did before he started hopping into the side shot. I very much more prefer that, and I think it's very reminiscent of what he's about to bring to stage in 2022. I'll leave this slide up here for you guys just for a second, but I also want to talk about, you know, we're talking about this impressive transformation. And so one of the big key notes here is he kind of already talked about all this during his post-victory speech at the Boston Pro. He highlighted the hernia issue. He highlighted actually a leg issue he didn't talk about, but his legs were a little imbalanced at last year's Olympia. And in my opinion, I think he was able to fix that. I also wanted to highlight that Phil Heath, the GOAT, or one of the GOATs, posted on the post as well. I'll put that on the screen for you. And Phil Heath agreed with William Bonac, saying, hey, I really like this newer version, this new shot that you've got going on here. I definitely think you should be doing the more traditional front ab and thigh, and then maybe do a transition into the side shot, as a lot of other people do, especially with the tricep shot. You know, Ian Valliere is notorious for doing the side shot and then rotating in. So something I think is very interesting and very important to say is, you know, if you have a former 7-time Mr. Olympia who has not retired yet, telling you like, hey, you should probably try this out, I definitely think it's something to think about. But unfortunately, despite making these corrections, his placings did fall from last year's Olympia being 6th, you know, almost getting outside the top 6, to this year landing in 9th place. This could be because these younger guys, you know, you got people like Nick Walker, Derek Lunsford, Samson Dowda. A lot of these younger, more crisp athletes are coming into the division and being really competitive. Now, I do think that William, if he does bring this new version of the ab and thigh, or at least something similar to what he did in 2019, I definitely think he could come into this year's Arnold Classic, the 2023 Arnold Classic, and regain his Arnold Classic title that I think he rightfully won last year and was absolutely stolen from him. In my opinion as well, a crisp William Bonac with a controlled midsection and doing this new variation of the ab and thigh could definitely beat out people like Brandon Curry and Hunter Labrada at next year's Olympia. Now, of course, if Hunter qualifies, he has to qualify this year. You also have to remember William Bonac is a multiple-time Arnold Classic champion and a runner-up. That same year he won the Arnold Classic, he also placed second at the Mr. Olympia in 2019, I do believe. So it's important to think about that. This guy isn't new. He's not a newcomer to being in those top callouts. Him and Hadi used to battle it out for years, being side by side, as they're both very comparable former 212 bodybuilders. That's also something to mention, is that the Olympia's judging criteria is somewhat rewarding these new 212 bodybuilders that are converting into the open class. So, William has been a very successful, or maybe one of the most successful transitions from 212 to open. So that's kind of my thoughts on these. I really, really am happy and excited to see what William Bonac decides to do in the future. Please let me know down below your thoughts on William Bonac, and possibly where you think he's going to compete and qualify for the Olympia in 2022. I would not be surprised if he does the Arnold Classic Ohio, but if he does go back to the Netherlands, maybe he'll hop into the Arnold UK and snag another Arnold Classic title there. But like I said, please let me know your thoughts, comments, and possibly critiques in the comment sections below. Let me know what type of video you want to see next on the Bodybuilding News Network, the people's voice in bodybuilding. I'm your host, as always, Josh Sanch. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another one.